What is up, everybody? Dakota storms. What's going on here? It's broken. Hold on. Okay. What is up, everybody? Dakota storms coming in once again with a major weather update, and I'm going to be talking about everything ongoing with the weather right now, and everything that's going to be coming in the future also. Obviously, as you guys probably know, there's a major tornado outbreak looking imminent for today. I've seen a lot about it, and I've written tons and tons of notes for you guys today. So basically, I'm going to go over everything that I got in the notes section. But if this is the type of content you guys love to see, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, whatever you guys got for me, I'll do my best to read. So I just have to find a parking spot right now to go over this because I would not be able to focus on three things at once while not hitting nothing. So I'm just going to get parked over here. Then I'll get up and running with my report, which will take about 15 more seconds. And then I'll go over everything. But yeah, like I said, there's just so much to talk about. The severe weather has been super active. And it's not looking like that's going to end anytime soon, anytime in the near future, anything like that. So, with that being said, I suppose I'll get right into it. Okay. So, as I said, today it is a high risk, and the high risk is tornado oriented. 30% significant tornado risk for cities like Memphis, Tennessee, Jonesboro, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Bartlett, Tennessee, and South Haven, Missouri. And there's a 15% significant risk in cities like Indianapolis, Louisville, Little Rock, Evansville, Clarksville. And the tornado outbreak is already ongoing. We've already had a couple tornadoes. I think this morning is when we started to first have a couple pop up. There's an area where I was kind of just dry for a little bit, but things are going to be starting to really start to ramp up in the near future here. And it says here, tornado outbreak ongoing as of 4:30, which was when I started Illinois. Not 100% sure if you guys are in the target area. I don't believe so. I'm going to quick check in a bit here, but as of when I started taking these notes, it was 4:30 Central Time. There was 104 confirmed damaging hail reports, 72 damaging wind reports, and 4 tornadoes. Number will certainly rise in the coming hours. There was 5 large areas of tornado watch is currently in place with the 1A PDS watch, which is particularly your situation for those of you who do not know. This one is specific, is where we're looking at those discrete supercells to form with a ripenment ahead. So essentially, these supercells are going to form, and if have anything competing for all those ripe atmospheric ingredients, they're going to start just consuming it all. And as they go down their path, they're going to explode. A day, there's not much that's going to stop these storms today. The only thing that can really stop them is each other. So once they start to splurge together, that's when we're going to get into that like squall line type of threat where it's wind and hail. But right now, we're going to start seeing a lot of tornadoes starting to pop up on the radar. Hopefully, for what reason that's not the case, but it's looking like that is very likely. And SPC obviously agrees because they have that 30% hatched tornado risk. So, and I should say with the PDS tornado watch, which kind of areas that's for. It's for portions of eastern and south central Arkansas, southern Illinois. There we go. Illinois is in there. Southwest Indiana, western Kentucky, southeast Missouri, northern Mississippi, and western Tennessee. Not only tornado watch ongoing, but it is that's not the only tornado watch that's ongoing, but it is the only PDS watch that has been issued as of right now. In this PDS risk area, several tornadoes, some intense, are likely. There's going to be widespread damaging winds and some isolated significant gusts to 80 miles per hour likely. And finally, scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events up to 2 diameters possible. So obviously, tornadoes is going to be the biggest story for today because it is looking like I said, a tornado outbreak. But definitely keep in mind all the hail and wind events that could be ongoing too, because those may not be as destructive as these strong tornadoes, but they can definitely uh, take a toll and cost a lot of money for your vehicles or your homes, stuff like that. So just be prepared. And again, a lot of these supercells will explode into these monstrous tornadoes. Now I'll read you guys what the SPC says for today. It says a tornado outbreak is expected this afternoon, early tonight, from parts of the lower Mississippi Valley into the mid-south and lower Ohio Valley. Numerous tornadoes, along with multiple EF3 tornadoes, are likely. In addition, tornadoes, significant severe wind gusts, and large hail to very large hail will be possible across a broad area from North Texas northeastward to the southern Great Lakes. There's a sorry, I messed up that word. Hydraulic. I don't know why I can't say it. Hydrologic. There we go. Outbreak. Oh man, I'm just jumbling words right now. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this professional. I am, but I'm just jumbling every single word right now. There's a hydrologic outlook, tornado watch, and a flood watch here. Yeah, see, like there is multiple other big chunk tornado watches, and I definitely could cover those too. Um, but the one I wanted to like put the most emphasis on is the one in that's near that Memphis area and high risk. And the problem is, spoiler alert, Memphis is going to become I don't know, the storm center of the world, I guess, for the next little bit here, because tomorrow they're already having in a 10% hatch risk, and Memphis is also in that one. So it's definitely not going to be over for today. And then I definitely want to break down the tornado risk time zones because I feel like if you don't know when you're at the most risk, then you're not going to really know a lot of the. That's just important to know. And I don't want to take any credit for this. This was posted on Reed Timmer's Facebook. I don't want to be taking credit. I just take a lot of things from a bunch of things that I see and I put them all together for you guys to hear. So, and the 30% tornado risk spans over 33,000 square miles. So if you're inside this zone, you have a 1 in 3 chance of tornado occurring within 25 miles of you, with significant likelihood to strong to violent tornadoes. So these are the tornadoes that are going to be EF2 to EF5. So yeah, these are the type of tornadoes that can just change someone's life, unfortunately. So if I just want to put tons of emphasis, if you are in these risk zones, do not take it lightly and know that they are there for a reason. And additionally, the 15% to 10% zones also represent serious risk areas notable for tornado outbreaks, including long track tornadoes. So now I will get into the timeline for anybody who's interested, like when they may be hit, when can they start to maybe get out of their safe spots and stuff like that. Morning to midday, ongoing storms continue through Arkansas, Missouri, and parts of Oklahoma and Texas. Afternoon, so the afternoon just passed, so this is probably not really relevant as of right now, but this is 2 to 5 p.m. in Central Time. Strong to intense supercells form across eastern Arkansas, western Tennessee, Kentucky, northern Missouri, and that's about all that I got for 2 to 5 p.m. Central Time. And then for evening, this is looking like when it's supposed to hit its peak. You know, this is when you're going to really start to want to pay attention if you're in these risk areas. This is 5 to 9 p.m. Central Time, and the tornado threat will peak across Mid-South, Memphis, Jonesboro, Western Kentucky. Huh, some of my notes got cut off. Well, what the heck? Oh, here we go. Sorry, I was reading the wrong thing. That still applies, but and northwest Missouri most at risk. And finally, we have the overnight region, which is the 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Central Time. Clusters, supercells, and Boeing segments continue the Ohio Valley late overnight, and storms will weaken into the Appalachians by the early morning. So after that, you guys should be considered about good until the tomorrow's severe weather threats. So now I did want to go over a lot of the experts on the severe weather, and obviously one of the ones I love to reference because he is probably the most widely known storm chaser out there is Reed Timmer. And what he says for today is it's very likely to see 40 to 60 tornadoes from the setup today. So that's an absurd amount of tornadoes in one day. And the thing is, it's not just going to be little weak ones going across. It's going to be some big and damaging ones that could potentially reach EF2, EF3, EF4, potentially even EF5. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. We haven't had an EF5 tornado in, I believe it was 2013, so about 12 years. But it could always happen. Just because it hasn't happened in 12 years doesn't mean it won't happen. And Adam Lucio, the storm chaser, says a very intense squall line is expected to develop today with many embedded strong tornadoes in it. These are even trickier to warn and prepare for because oftentimes they're not easily visible for chaser spotters, and they develop before radar can even detect them. So basically what he's referencing a lot is rain-wrapped tornadoes, and it's going to be hard to track them because you're going to have this long line of storms, right? And you're going to have just a couple of tornadoes that are embedded in this long line, right? So that a lot of times these are they kind of go under the radar a bit. It's a lot easier when you have a discrete supercell that starts to get that hook, right? It gets that hook and it starts to make its way eastward. When they're in this line, it's a lot harder to see. Also, it will likely be rain wrapped, unfortunately, and rain wrapped tornadoes are about the most dangerous situation you can get in because you can't see. You can't see where it's coming from. It's the rain is so heavy that it's just concealing the tornado, and obviously not a good situation. The worst type is when it's rain wrapped at night because then that pretty much you can't see pretty much nothing at all, and you're basically going to have to go off hearing, and it's just really bad, and especially with today how the risk is going to be worse around 5 to 9 p.m. For some people, it will start to get dark, and the tornadoes we'll probably have a couple nocturnal tornadoes. Hopefully, none of them will be beasts at that time, but just definitely prepare. Do not go to bed thinking you guys are completely safe if you're in these areas, because when they wake up, you might not see a roof anymore. So, I mean, I want to emphasize that there is going to be some nocturnal tornadoes. It's not just going to end at like 8 p.m. It's going to keep going. And so, like I said, it's going to keep going for the next couple days because a day 2, that's the wrong finger, a day 2, a day 3, and a day 4 enhanced risk already been issued. Day 10, or not 10, wow. Day 2, 10% enhanced risk of tornadoes of cities like Memphis, Tennessee, Memphis again, Little Rock, Arkansas, North Little Rock, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, South Haven, Missouri. And there's a 30% chance for significant hail in Memphis, Tennessee, Little Rock, Arkansas, Clarksville, Tennessee, Jackson, Tennessee, North Little Rock, Arkansas. Chance for damaging winds in a large area. We could potentially even get a 30% area. It remains to be seen. We'll have to see. But I didn't feel like talking about that too much just because there was so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. So I don't have the exact areas, but just know there's a big list of the 15% wind risk. Now, yeah, what the SPC says about tomorrow is several clusters of strong to severe storms are expected along a broad frontal zone. The southern plains, mid-Mississippi Valley to the Ohio-Tennessee Valley, and the mid-Atlantic. Damaging gusts and hails are the primary risks. The greatest large hail and tornado threat, potentially strong, exists from the Arklatex to western Tennessee. I should have brought a drink with me because my mouth is starting to get very parched. If you guys can maybe hear that, I don't know. But a couple more things to go over. And then once again, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, just feel free to shoot them in the chat. I will sporadically read over the chat and see what you guys have to say, and answer to the best of my ability, whether it's about storms and the weather or it's just anything else. In most cases, I will answer unless it's just something a little unhinged. So again, yeah, day 3 and 4 enhanced risks already issued, and these are probably going to be all hazards on the table. So I'm talking tornadoes, we're talking wind, and we're talking hail. All three of them will probably be in line. It's just like the intensity that's still not quite yet known of each one. Also, I want to talk a little bit about the critical fire risk area in El Paso, Texas, Las Cruces, New Mexico, Alamogordo, New Mexico, Socorro, Texas, and Carlsbad, New Mexico. Maybe I'm mispronouncing it a little bit, but I don't know. You guys get the point. If you're from that area, you probably know that I'm trying to say your area. I definitely am not the greatest with pronunciation for different types of states. Well, states I can mostly pronounce, but cities in the states. And another thing that I wanted to quick talk about was a quick update on yesterday's event. There was a total of 9 tornadoes, 67 wind events, one of them significant, and 67 hail events reported, and 2 of them were significant. And the SPC preliminary storm report. So in other words, once they get more data, these numbers could definitely go up. If they get more data, like they find more evidence that a tornado formed in this place, in this place, in this place, or whatever. Also, I believe there was a tornado in Idaho yesterday, which was really random. So just thought I'd let you guys know about that. If you're in Idaho, let me know if I'm wrong, but I swear it was Idaho that had that risk area. Pretty sure. And finally, here's the last thing that I'll talk about is I have been trying to dip into some like radar exploration. So essentially, you know how you see those big channels, right? That you see the big channels, all these weather things that you can look at. You know, they got these graphs and stuff like that. I want to start to figure out how to do that so I can do these weather reports with showing things to look at instead of just looking at me in my car all the time. I think a lot of people would appreciate that. And I have been finding certain type of sites have really good radar information that is free. So I am trying to figure out a way that I can implement that into the videos. But as of right now, I don't really know like technology the greatest. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I'm not some what do they call them, tech wizards or whatever. I think that's what they call them. But no, that's definitely not what I would describe myself as. But I'm definitely trying to figure out how to make a way that I can get these so much more like, I don't know, immersive. So like if you look at the Ryan Hall y'all videos or the Max Velocity, how they have radar on the screen and then they're showing what the future, and then I can just basically point this, point that, and point everything out for you guys. So you don't just have to listen to pretty much an audio version. I also, here's one more thing too. It's currently snowing here in North Dakota. We're supposed to get 1 to 2 more inches here in Bismarck, and there is chances for snow later in the week. I believe it's on Friday. I think Friday, North Dakota has another chance for another system to come by and drop probably nothing substantial, maybe a couple more inches across areas of central North Dakota and northern North Dakota. A lot of the models are still kind of disagreeing as of now, but it's not expected to be a big event. Also, I should talk about this too. This is really far out. This is really, really far out. What's up, Kira Powell? Right now, I'm talking about some storm that might not even happen. It's about like, I believe it's like 380 hours away. So this should be honestly taken with a grain of salt, but I do want to talk about it because if it happens, that would be kind of insane. So I was looking at these certain type of array models for snow earlier to this day, and they showed a huge system coming on by for like Canada, right above North Dakota, and it was dropping like 14, 15 inches over a massive area. So we'll see. Obviously, I'll keep you guys updated if anything like that happens. Um, but right, like I said, this is still way far out. 380 hours is what? Yeah, that's like 14 days. It's really far. I don't want to trick you guys and be like, get ready. You need to start preparing for a big winter storm because, like I said, that's 14 days out. What time it for me? Currently, it is 5:44. I'm in Central Time and I'm in Bismarck. So yeah, that's the time right now. And if you're looking for these storms and stuff like that, then they should be starting to initiate a lot. And it's going to be a lot of initiation as of right now. And it's going to continue to, the situation is going to continue to worsen. Right now, it's been rather stable today, but I definitely expect we're going to really start ramping up here in the near future. Like, I'm talking, I don't know, within like, I'd have to look at the radar again. I'll have to see. But, oh, wait, are you a storm chaser? Because that would be sick. So I got good news, and bad news. So I'll start with the bad news. I am not a storm chaser right now. Not really. I mean, I do like post a bunch of weather content and where I'm actually like chasing storms, but it's pretty much just within my city parameters. But here's the good news. This summer, I'm gonna do everything in my power so that I can actually start getting you guys storm chasing videos. I'm already working on trying to get a, I don't know, Dakota Storms cool. So I'm not looking to spend too much, but once I get that vehicle, and I get it, the liability insurance, and then I get a couple more names to personalize it. Like I'm gonna spray paint Dakota Storms on the sides. Um, that way people know where to find me. Because if you see a car that says subscribe to Dakota Storms on YouTube, you're probably gonna look me up on YouTube and be like, okay, maybe I'll subscribe to him. We'll see. Um, it's a little bit of a marketing move, but also it's sick to have a storm chasing car. I think that would be awesome, and I just want to get you guys some insane content while also, I'll be 100% honest. I love the weather, and I would love to be a part of like storm chasing. Every time there's a storm, I get absolutely thrilled, and I don't think that aspect of me is ever going to change because I was like this since I was just, I don't know, like 5 years old. I had a bunch of weather books sitting around, and I'd go through them all the time. So like maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like that's kind of a sign that I'm always going to love weather because I always have. I don't think anything will change. But yeah, like I said, not a storm chaser right now, not really. But I definitely will be in as near as the future as I can make it. Like I really am at the point where I cannot wait to start chasing storms. 100%. If I was not A in college right now, and B, uh, if I had another car, I would be chasing today, 100%, just because today is a potentially historic tornado outbreak. And like I said, I've only seen one confirmed tornado in my life, and that was when I was 3 years old. So it's been a long time coming. Um, but yeah, so that's all I got for that question. What I'll do is I'll take these next couple minutes to answer any other questions, comments, concerns. And I'll kind of just go on with whatever the chat has for me. And if not, then I will probably just end the stream and go grab something to eat. But I'll only start to do that once the stream seems to kind of die out. But if the stream is constantly going for like 2 hours, I don't think I'll be able to do 2 hours more of stream. But I'd say like a maximum of like 15, 20 if needed. But yeah, what do you guys think about the formats when I take a bunch of notes? What do you guys think about it? Should I continue to do that for the big severe weather events, or do you guys like when I wing it a lot more? Let me know in the comments if there's still in here. It says 0 right now, so it might just be me. But if I see another person, let's see. Sometimes this thing's a little bit inaccurate too. It doesn't always actually show the real amount of people that are currently sitting in the chat. So who knows? Who knows? Okay. Well, I'm under the assumption that it might just be me sitting in the chat now. And so if that's the case, I will probably end the stream momentarily here. But I do quickly also want to say, as always, you guys are probably starting to expect this a little bit, but I will be live again tomorrow. Um, I'll do another detailed forecast for the severe weather outlook for tomorrow and what's to come, because I feel like maybe I don't have the most influence. I mean, I have a huge amount of influence as of right now, but you never know. I might be the one guy that someone hears it from, and they can take the necessary precautions and get themselves out of danger. You never know. I could be that guy. So that's exactly why I do it, to see if I can help people out if they are listening to me, and if not, completely understand. Some people probably just listen straight up for the commentary, maybe the personality. I don't know, but as always, I appreciate everyone who does tune in for whatever reason. It helps me with the algorithm, helps me get out there a little bit more, especially like liking, commenting, subscribing, all that type of thing. It's just really huge for channels, especially like a channel like mine. And I do always bring this up. Am I parked too really right now? I don't know. I do always bring this up, but the thing is too, is I'm definitely a guy that appreciates any little bit of interaction, because I am trying to get my voice out there a little bit more credibility, so that when I get into the actual storm chasing force, I have a little bit of a reputation of being, I don't know, a stand-up good dude, um, I guess. So I'm basically just trying to get a good audience up and running, so that when we get to storm chasing, I'll have a little bit of a support beam. Hopefully, eventually, someday, I could turn this into a full-time gig where I'm just straight up storm chasing all the time for you guys. That would be awesome if I can just storm chase 24/7 pretty much. Um, we'll see if I can ever get to that point where I'm at that level of fame where I can just not work any other job except storm chasing. That would be unbelievable. Um, but until then, until I get to that point, I'm just going to continue to study at college, and hopefully gather up a pretty good audience before I turn into a full-time meteorologist storm chaser. I will say, regardless, even if I get huge on YouTube, let's say I get 7,000, or no, that's not huge, 700,000 subscribers. Let's say I get 700,000, I definitely will still be very active on the Dakota Storms channel. And this is the original Dakota. This is where we started off from. So with that being said, I think that's about all that I had to talk about today for you guys. That's about the information I needed to share. So, as always, if you guys have other big questions, comments, concerns, feel free to shoot it in the chats, even if it's on old videos. If you say, "Oh, I think your voice is very nasally. You should fix that," I'll read that comment, and I'll, I don't know, take some anti-nasally voice pills. We'll see. Just any type of criticism, I'm open to any type. But with that being said, I think it's just been me kind of sitting in here. But if there's anyone, and thanks again for everybody who showed up. But that's all I got for you guys. Until next time, see you guys tomorrow. And actually, wait a minute, before I end it, I should say one more thing. Maybe I'll go live again in a bit. We'll see if I go live again in a bit. Maybe. See you guys later.